Yoweri Museveni's son, Muhoozi, is literally begging William Ruto to forgive him. For those who follow the politics of this country, Muhoozi caused a huge storm last week but one in this country by claiming that his soldiers can actually take control of Nairobi in 2 weeks. So in this video, I want us to look at why Muhoozi is apologizing to William Ruto just days after William Ruto had visited Uganda, and his father, President Yoweri Museveni, had also personally apologized to William Samoei Arap Ruto. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, it is my hope that this video is going to find you in good health and that you just press that thumbs up button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. So you'll always get value by subscribing. Now, let's just go through the tweet which Muhoozi posted yesterday. He's saying, I have never had any problem with Afande Ruto. If I made a mistake anywhere, I ask him to forgive me as his young brother. God bless East Africa. And if you go through his tweet, then after that there's even a tweet. He's talking of I miss my wise and great uncle. I will take a holiday on his farm, graze Iyambo cattle and learn from him. That is the Rwanda President Paul Kagame. And if you go further, he's also posted the portrait of President Samia Suluhu, which means this is a gentleman who is on a mission. But why would he apologize to William Ruto? Because remember, William Ruto was elected the President of the Republic of Kenya. By election means the IBC declared him the President of the Republic of Kenya, which means we might have a problem in the country here, but outside there, William Ruto was validly elected. And questions were raised why he would talk of taking control of Kenya, and then at the same time wonder why Uhuru Kenyatta accepted to give in easily. But why would he now apologize? For me, I think that this apology is actually informed by several factors. And I'm going to give you like 6 or 7. Today I'm going to give you more reasons. The first reason why this guy is apologizing is probably President Yoweri Museveni intervened. Remember, when this incident occurred, Ugandan government issued a statement through their Foreign Affairs Ministry. In that statement, they stated that for them as a country, they don't respond to social media posts. Then I think William Ruto and Kenyan government piled pressure, and Museveni himself had to apologize. And then William Ruto went there. And something also took place. This guy was promoted, but again, the army which was controlling was now handed over to someone else. So I tend to think that Museveni used that promotion to elevate him, but at the same time to punish him. So my thinking is that Yoweri Museveni, being the president of Uganda, a man who wants the son to succeed him, probably intervened and explained to him why he need to be now closer to Ruto than even former President Uhuru Kenyatta. So for me, that is the first reason why this man is apologizing. Number 2, Muhoozi is also apologizing because he has finally accepted to recognize William Ruto as the President of the Republic of Kenya. If you read his previous tweets, it was clear that this guy was not recognizing William Ruto as the President of the Republic of Kenya. Otherwise, he would not have stated whatever he stated. For him, Uhuru Kenyatta was his best friend, a man he thought would not have easily given in to the demands to hand over the presidency to Ruto. And because of the way everything has escalated, I think finally this gentleman has accepted that the President of the Republic of Kenya is none other than William Ruto. Just like a majority of Azimio supporters are yet to accept that Ruto is the president, this guy has finally accepted that indeed the President of the Republic of Kenya is none other than William Samoei Ruto. And therefore, I have no option of going against that. So for me, that is second reasons for the apology. Number three, I also tend to think that probably because he wants to become the president of Uganda in future, I think his team dealing with this PR intervened because he was creating a perception of a spoilt boy. You know, the sons of these presidents. You know, Museveni was a guerrilla man. He struggled. But Muhoozi is a son who enjoyed life when the father was the president now for, I think, over 30 years. So for me, I think he wants to deal with this perception that he's a son of a president who is spoiled. Remember, William Ruto was elected under the banner of dynasty. So he was coming out like just a spoiled boy of the president. So nobody was going to take him seriously. So I think that's what he's dealing with, just to try and change that narrative that is a spoiled boy. The fourth reason why he is apologizing, if you ask me, is probably the pressure from African leaders, specifically the East African leaders. You know, when you talk of invading Nairobi in 2 weeks, then you talk of why Uhuru Kenyatta handed over power, and then your father, the neighbor, Tanzania, Rwanda, are all listening. So probably they are wondering, why would our colleague encourage the son to do this? So probably there was pressure from these other heads of states. And that's why in his series of tweets today, he mentioned them by name. So I don't know, but I'm trying to imagine that probably there was external pressure from on Museveni to actually punish the son and have the son apologize. So that's number four. Number five, in my view, something also is convincing me that when William Ruto met with Yoweri Museveni, one of the conditions he put on the table was the issue of the son. That for us to operate normally, your son must be disciplined. He must apologize. So, I mean, you can convince me, but again, it's going to be very difficult for you to convince me that Ruto did not put any condition on Museveni when they met. And that condition is that let your son apologize publicly on Twitter, the way he made those posts on Twitter. So I'm convinced that is also one of the reasons. Number six, in my view, is that the statement was putting Uganda in a diplomatic quagmire. You know, we have a president of Uganda and we have the son. The president is a close associate of Ruto, very close with Ruto. The son is also feared the other side, but he was appearing to oppose William Ruto. So, and because of that confusion, the Ugandan Foreign Affairs Ministry wrote a letter, basically in support of the guy. Then Museveni also issues another statement which is contradictory. So the diplomatic engagement between Kenya and Uganda, in my view, was being broken. So this gentleman was putting Kenya and Uganda in a state of confusion, diplomatically speaking. So that's why he has been told, young man, you need to tone down. And lastly, I also tend to think that it's all about business interest. Uhuru and Muhoozi were very close. This guy would spend his time here with Uhuru Kenyatta, enjoy their beer together, free. It's because of their interest. There's the port of Naivasha, the inland port of Mombasa, of Naivasha. The other land there, serious business interest. Now Uhuru is no longer the president. The person who was his godfather in court is no longer the president. A new Sarif is in town, William Ruto. So for their business interest to prosper, it means William Ruto must be persuaded. So it's now actually moving away from Uhuru to the side of Ruto, so that in case their businesses are going to be in problem, then William Ruto can easily intervene. I'm sure even when Ruto met with Museveni in Uganda, they must have discussed the issue of the port and the Naivasha land, where they bought tracts of land there in the hope that SGR was going to terminate there. But Ruto has not transferred port operations where? Back to Mombasa. So for me, those are the reasons why this gentleman is apologizing. But before I leave you, I'm coming for the ODM party cartels. The Senate and their leadership. There is no way you can have Professor Tom Ojianda, a professor of law, and you don't put him in any constitutional committee, legal affairs committee of the Senate. There is no way someone can be in 4 committees when Professor Kongo Mogeni is not in any committee. That's joke taken too far by Raila Odinga and his team. And we are going to call that out in the next video. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.